Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to today's love stream. I am really excited about what I'm going to share with you today because it's actually something that was a helpful metaphor for me and something that when I describe to my clients really helps them hey Rami, really helps them get the gist of what I'm describing when I'm talking about joyful, expectant expectation or anticipation, which is a big part of being able to relax about dating, which is a big piece in being successful at dating. So, for those of you who are new to me, my name is Lisa Rose. I am a love and dating coach. I'm the founder of Deeper Love, Better Sex. And I help successful singles get good at dating so they don't get frustrated and give up before they meet their match. So if you're joining, please say hello. If you're listening to the replay, I always like to know who's here, so feel free to say hi. I am going to be kind of shuttling a little bit because I made some notes because I got some specific stuff I want to share with you today. So if you're anything like me, when you eat at a restaurant, especially if you're hungry, when I do that, there's a part of me that in the back of my mind is like, when are they going to bring the food? When is the food getting? When is the food coming? I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. When is the food coming, right? So I'm not at my best when I'm hungry. And I've had to really work with myself and kind of train myself into enjoying the process rather than just focusing on the absence and the gap between the time I order and what I order has arrived, right? And here's why restaurants are a really great metaphor. Most times, like probably 99% of the time, if not 100%, when you eat at a restaurant, there's a very high likelihood that when you order, the food is going to come. Right? That's just what happens in a restaurant. Put in your order, they make it, they bring it, you get it, right? That's part of what's nice about being at a restaurant. But there is still that little gap. So what would it be like if while you put in your order and then in the gap, hey Paul, in the gap you're kind of sitting back and like really stressed out and frustrated about why the food isn't here yet, wondering if they're going to cook your burger the way you ordered it, or if the waitress got it right, or 100 different ways that it could go wrong, as opposed to just reveling and relaxing in, I told the waitress what I want to eat. Now I'm going to enjoy the anticipation of its arrival, right? So let's see. So if there's a lot of doubt in that gap, if we use the restaurant metaphor, that would mean that I would be inclined to jump up out of my seat, go into the kitchen and micromanage the chef. Hey there. And make sure that the chef was doing it according to my plan and my desire. And that essentially would get me thrown out of the restaurant, right? It would by no means help me to enjoy a relaxing meal that I didn't have to cook, that somebody was going to bring me, and I didn't have to do the dishes. So the metaphor in this is that that space between the ordering and the arrival of what I've asked for can either be a joyful, expectant space of looking forward to what I know is coming, or it can be filled with stress and worry and impatience and why isn't it here yet and when is it going to come and what's wrong with me that it's not here, right? So dating really has a lot to do, successful dating really has a lot to do with what we imbue that space with. Okay, so just gonna pick over here. Yeah. So in that space, it's really up to us whether we infuse that space with faith or whether we infuse it with the filter of impatience, what's wrong, why isn't it here yet? And essentially the definition of faith is trusting in things that I can't yet see, but I still look for evidence of. So if that makes sense, whether you're listening now, just throw up an emoji or hit the like button or something. This is really what I'm speaking to. That faith, we get to practice faith in those moments, in the stage where there is the space between, thank you, what it is that I have set an intention to receive or to create or to manifest, and the time that it takes to arrive. So when I work with clients and they go on 1 or 2 dates and they're like, this thing it's just not working out, right? He wasn't like this, he wasn't like that, I didn't like her, right? So they're infusing that space with a lot of disappointment and expecting discouragement. And rather than saying, I went to that restaurant, wasn't exactly what I wanted, don't think I'll go back to that restaurant, but I'm still hungry, so I'm going to try other places. That the energy of staying expectant and staying open and staying kind of available to receive what hasn't come yet, rather than deciding that because it hasn't come yet, it's not on its way. Now, this has really been one of the biggest things that has changed for me. I'm a naturally impatient person. I've had to work with this my entire life. I've gotten better at it. In this area, I've gotten much better at it because a lot of what used to drive my impatience was that sense of, I want it now. I need to see it now in order to believe that, whether that was when I was starting my business or around relationship or any endeavor. It's like, I need the evidence now. But what actually has become more useful for me is to be excited about whatever it is that I'm creating or desiring or looking forward to receiving, and then relaxing into the anticipation, being expectant, taking actions as I feel moved and inspired to, not from a place of fear and doubt, but from a place of relaxation and joyfully being guided to what might be my next move. So, relaxing and trusting are a big part of really what makes or breaks the dating process, because it all depends on the energy that we bring to it, the mindset that we have about it, the thoughts that we think about it, and the energy is really, it's really informed by all of those things. So I have a little assignment for you. Go to a restaurant that you like, where they serve you food that you enjoy. Order something that you like to eat. And while you're waiting for the server to bring it to you, just see what you can do to enjoy that gap. Make it a very pregnant, fruitful gap. So some of the things that I do is I sit back in my chair. I literally lean back. I look around my environment and notice my surroundings. What is there to enjoy? Maybe it's the person I'm with, maybe it's the ambiance, maybe it's the view outside, maybe it's the smell of the food in the air. Find something to enjoy right in the moment. That's another big part of dating successfully. And then when that food arrives, really celebrate that something you desired showed up. And you can sink into that sense of receiving and relaxation and kind of use that as an anchor and a bookmark in your body as a reference point, and see if you can transfer that into your experience of joyful expectation around dating. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you are single and dating, find your way over to my group here on Facebook. It's called Dating Wisdom for Successful Singles. I talk about all things love and dating, and really my intention is to help you succeed at dating. Part of being successful is enjoying yourself along the way. So feel free to pop over and join us there. If you are in the dating world or thinking about getting into the dating world, if you are single and wondering, why isn't this going well for me? I can definitely help you with that. So I just opened up one more dating makeover for this, for the remainder of this month. It's a 30-minute session. We hop on a call together. You tell me what's not working, what you'd like some support with. I will give you some very clear, tangible steps that you can take right now to help make your dating more successful, so you don't have to get frustrated and want to give up. All right, guys, remember, if you're watching the replay, please say hello. If you leave a comment, I promise to As long as they're on track, as long as your comments are on track, I will respond to them. Have a great day. Bye.